Okay, there are like 1,017 different protein bars or nutritional bars at Whole Foods. I'm gonna take a look at every single one of them, and we're gonna see which ones actually end up in my cart. Now, these are not gonna be necessarily keto friendly or anything like that. I'm gonna look at every single one so you know what to look for in terms of ingredients. We'll move kind of quick so you can have kind of a crash course in what to get and what not to get. Okay, so let's take a look here. First one, take a look at these new Bobo's bars. Now I grabbed one, let's see, take a look at this one. I grabbed the almond butter bar. We have organic whole grain rolled oats, not ideal, but at least it's gluten-free in this case. Almonds, date paste, organic honey, pea protein crisps, pea protein, brown rice. At least they're not using soy crisps, that's a plus. Okay, then we have sesame seeds, which I actually don't mind. Vegetable glycerin. It's common to think out there that glycerin is bad. Glycerin is just a fatty acid backbone, and when it's vegetable glycerin, all it acts as is what's called a hydrophilic colloid within the body. So it might draw a little water into the gut, it might draw a little water into the cell, but it's really harmless. It's not even a sugar alcohol. It really operates independently. So it doesn't really do anything good or bad in the body. So it's totally fine. You know, the fact they're using date paste, pretty happy with that. I mean, date paste is still fructose, so if you have too much of it, more than like 40 grams of a day, it can easily go towards fat storage, especially in the midsection. So you wouldn't want to live on those bars. I probably wouldn't eat a bunch of that, but you know, maybe I'd have it on hand if I was, you know, not on keto or doing something. I don't know. Anyhow, let's move along. Okay, so then I'm gonna go along the top row. I'm not gonna talk about any other Bobos, so I just covered Bobos. I'm gonna only focus on one flavor to save some time. Okay, then let's take a look. Luna. So Luna is interesting because Luna used to be like a female specific bar, but they've since kind of changed their branding. So let's take a look here. Okay, we have protein grain blend. In this case, we have rolled oats as a protein blend. That's weird. Okay, then we have soy protein isolate. Okay, that's not ideal either. And then we get into, let's see, we've got rice flour, we've got roasted soybeans and soy flour, brown, you know, already this doesn't make the cut. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right here, that's just chicory fiber syrup. Okay, high oleic sunflower oil. Look at, I'm not opposed to high oleic sunflower oil. That's not the problem here. Sunflower oil is not the worst. High oleic doesn't necessarily make it good or bad. It just makes it more shelf stable. Studies have demonstrated that. But all the soy stuff in this Luna bar, sorry, you're not ending up in my cart. That's going right back. Now, I haven't always been a fan of Quest bars, and I wouldn't consider myself a fan now, but I've definitely seen that they've made some changes over the last couple of years. So here we have a few different flavors we can choose from to take a look. Let's take a look at what the birthday cake one looks like. That way we can at least get a solid idea of what would probably be the wackiest flavor. Give us a good idea of ingredients here. All right, so we have a protein blend, which is milk protein isolate. We have whey protein isolate. I wish it wasn't milk protein isolate, I wish it was just whey protein. Soluble corn fiber, which I'm not really, again, opposed to, but it's not non-GMO, so that's a big red flag. Erythritol, water, palm kernel oil, natural flavor, sorry, it's getting a little blurry here. Sodium caseinate, that's not a huge deal either. Gum arabic, I'm gonna turn here where you can see it better. Cabbage extract for color. Okay, I like what they're using for coloring here. Okay, so the fact they're using turmeric and cabbage and stuff for coloring, that's a huge plus because a lot of these artificial colors are just totally terrible. The biggest red flag here is with soluble corn fiber, you really want to have non-GMO soluble corn fiber because it's not the fact that it's a soluble fiber that's a big issue. Some people will say that it's not really a fiber and that it doesn't count. No, if you see soluble corn fiber in a bar or in a treat, don't run the other direction. But if it's non-GMO, that's a lot better because it is directly derived from corn and it is ultimately extracted during the process in which they are making high fructose corn syrup. So if you're getting non-GMO, it's a lot better. At least you're not having adulterated corn. So there's a few things like that. Also, the milk protein isolate is not ideal for me. And then let me take a look again. Okay, and then we have the erythritol, that's no big deal. The natural flavors, sodium caseinate, you know, it's not the end of the world. Stevia sweetened, but they also have, you know, all the erythritol and everything else in there. So I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to really, you know what, I will put it in my cart. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. All right, next one on the list is going to be the CLIF nut butter bar. Take a look, it looks like that. Okay, now let me take a closer look here at the ingredients. See my reaction on some stuff here. Okay, we've got peanut butter, not the best, rolled oats, oat flour, okay, brown rice syrup, cane syrup, basically another word for pure sugar. Date paste, pea protein, high oleic sunflower oil, rice starch, tapioca syrup, palm oil, peanut flour, cane sugar again, rice flour, vegetable glycerin, unsweetened chocolate. You know, okay, getting right to the point, as far as like preservatives go, like calcium caseinate, things like that, there's no real preservatives in this, which is nice to see. I see the high oleic sunflower oil, which is going to make it more shelf stable, but you're going to see that across the board with a lot of different bars and stuff. So the thing I don't like about it is the continual use of cane sugar in there, which I'm sick of. Okay, you're already using date paste, so why give us fructose and glucose? Like, I just don't understand, or fructose and something that's going to be pure sugar. At this rate, I don't know, I'm going to pass on that one. Next up, we're going straight up regular CLIF bar. I'm going to grab the white chocolate macadamia one. Okay, and in this case, we have organic brown rice syrup as the first ingredient. Wow, not even oats. Straight to the brown rice syrup, which is basically just sugar. Organic rolled oats, soy protein ice. I hate when they cut corners and use soy protein. I mean, even use milk protein isolate. It's a little bit cheaper. I mean, it's still cheap, but it's better. Organic cane syrup, so sugar is one of the first, basically the first ingredients. Organic roasted soybeans, at least they're organic, that's a plus. Rice flour, okay, then we move into macadamia nuts, organic cane sugar once again. Organic oat fiber, organic soy flour. Gosh, okay, too much soy already. Organic cocoa butter, sea salt, soy flour again with barley malt extract. So barley can have a cross-contaminant effect and actually still, via the action of what are called prolamins, make you feel pretty cruddy, like a lot of gluten can make you feel, and things like that. But I think we know, I mean, come on, we're looking at a CLIF bar here. We know they're basically a candy bar, so I'm not surprised. So that's not making it into my cart. Okay, now I'm going to move into LARABAR, which are pretty popular, and I do like this about them. In this case, 6 ingredients. These ones are 4 ingredients. So, I mean, at least as far as preservatives go, we're probably looking pretty good. So I'm gonna grab a cup, I'm gonna grab one of the 6 real ingredient ones and one of the 4 real ingredient ones so that we can take a closer look. Okay, let's grab this almond butter chocolate chip here. Okay, so in this case, we have dates, semi-sweet chocolate chips, which is unsweetened chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, vanilla extract, apples, you know, that's a little bit deceiving because there's 4 ingredients, but one, or 6 ingredients, but one already has like a bunch of stuff in it. So we have dates, chocolate chips, apples, cocoa powder, sea salt. I just kind of cut in a corner there in terms of labeling. Okay, but so I don't like the sugar that's going to be in the chocolate, but at least it's cocoa butter and real like chocolate. But the dates are awesome in this case. Apples, cocoa powder, and sea salt. I mean, as far as cleanliness goes and being fairly upfront, I think that's decent, but you don't get much bang for, actually, price-wise, is organic? It's not organic, but it is going to be high in fructose. So if you look at the nutritional facts here, yeah, this is hard to open. Let's see. We have 16 grams of sugar in that sucker, including 4 grams of added sugar. We have 4 grams of fiber. Yeah, so that's pretty high in sugar. Okay, but considering what it is, it's not there for a keto person. It's there for like a more wholesome bar. I think that's going to make the cut. But now I want to look at one that's just the 4 ingredient one, because this one seems really interesting. Wondering what the heck it could possibly have with 4 ingredients. Okay, sorry, my hand's getting a little tired. Let's try the coconut cream pie one and see what's in this one. In this case, we have dates, unsweetened coconut, cashews, almonds. Wow, dates, coconut, cashews, and almonds. That is awesome. I'm gonna actually put back this one because I don't like the suspect chocolate chips. This one is pretty darn good. I hope it tastes good. I'm gonna try it out. Again, it's not a keto bar, so you're still gonna be looking at 28 grams of carbs, probably mostly from date paste in this case, but you know, if you're doing carbs, it's all good, right? What's cool is I just saw that there's other ones that actually just have 3 ingredients. So like the cherry pie one, I'm gonna guess, let's see, dates, almonds, and cherries. I mean, it doesn't get much cleaner than that. That's pretty straightforward. So again, not keto, but that makes me very happy to see. And then the same thing with a banana bread one. Almonds, dates, unsweetened bananas. I mean, okay, whoa. There's one here that's even a 2 ingredient one. Check this out. I'll show you what's in this one. This one is cashews and dates. So if you're going for purity, I mean, bang for the buck. Like $6.99 for 6 bars, $1.39 a bar. That is a really good thing. Okay, I mean, so LARABAR definitely making some high marks in my book. I can't bag on them because of the carb content. I can't bag on them because of that, because not everyone is doing a low carb thing. Okay, that's a lot of date sugar, so I wouldn't eat more than one of these a day, just considering the fructose content, but still happy to see that. All right, now we're moving into the Love Good Fats. Now, if you watch my channel, I've talked about this brand before. So they're very interesting because they are a keto-friendly bar, so just a whole different ballgame. Now, there's a fair bit of ingredients in them, and some of them can seem a little bit sketchy if you're looking at it at first, but I'll explain, okay? Take a look. So this is, I grabbed the cookies and cream flavor Love Good Fats bar. This one is, okay, if we look here, the fats blend is almond butter, organic palm stearin, which is just a saturated fat from palm, coconut oil. Then we have white chocolate flavored coating, which is inulin. Totally fine with inulin. It's just a very slow fermenting fiber. Palm kernel, palm oil, milk protein isolate, which is not the greatest for me. I prefer, well, at least it's milk protein isolate and not concentrate. Cream with natural flavor, sunflower lecithin, vanilla powder, salt, stevia extract, whey protein isolate. See, they're not using concentrate, they're using isolate, which is going to have the higher quality protein. Rice flour, soluble corn fiber, which is not non-GMO. So that is a little bit disconcerting, but at the same time, I'm not too concerned about it because it's not so high up the list. Then we have, yeah, okay, so we've got natural flavors contain, yeah. I mean, so really, as far as a low carb bar goes, I'm pretty stoked on it. Look at the carb content. Sorry about being all like crazy here. Okay, so the carb content is 13 grams of carbs with 8 grams of fiber. So only 5 grams of net carbs. So this is a good bar to get if you're doing keto. I definitely would recommend that one. I like the lemon mousse flavor just because I know in particular, so I'm gonna grab that. So Whole Foods, okay, that's a good keto bar. That makes the cut there. Now what else is kind of cool is they have these different kinds. Take a look. Whoops, hang on, flip the screen around again. So look at this, carb content is a little bit higher, 17 grams of, actually same, 17 grams of carbs, but 12 of which are fiber, okay? Now, no added sugars. Now the thing I like about them is they're not like branding themselves as keto. Okay, we've got almonds, we've got coconut, we have medium chain triglycerides, so they add MCT oil in there, which is great. Soluble corn fiber, fava bean protein instead of soy, white chocolate. So we're getting on the same thing, milk protein isolate, not concentrate, cream with natural flavors, sunflower, and then it's very similar. Chicory root fiber, which I actually like, especially if it's low down the list. That means we are getting a little bit more of the fiber effect, but we're not necessarily getting it so high up that it's gonna bloat us. So I really do like those. Now, Love Good Fats is a great brand that I recommend. I also like the Good Lovin' bar, which they don't have at Whole Foods. I also like Boo Bars, which they don't have at Whole Foods. And then another one that you can get if you want to use the link down below is Perfect Keto. Has a really good keto-friendly bar that's utilizing allulose. I really am a fan of allulose instead of like erythritol or anything else like that, because allulose, the way it absorbs is completely different. Plus it occupies the same glucose transporter as regular glucose. So it can actually have an effect on blood sugar in a positive way for those that are interested in that. So allulose is just very interesting, a lot of science coming out. So I went ahead and I put a link down below so that you can save a couple of bucks on Perfect Keto bars. They are a sponsor in this channel, they are a huge supporter. So if you're interested in bars that are low carb, that don't just work for keto, but work for people that are being carb conscious, maybe you're having it at night and you don't want to load up on the carbs, I would highly recommend the Perfect Keto bar. So again, I put that link down below in the description. It'll save you a certain percentage. It'll save you some bucks by using that code and using that link, and that is a deal that you're not going to get anywhere else. So big thank you to Perfect Keto. So again, check them out. They have so many awesome flavors, like a chocolate chip. They have all kinds of different flavors coming out that are just rival so many of the other brands. But they also have cookies that are kind of in the same category. Okay, so their cookies are sort of like a bar. They're just circular like a cookie. But in reality, I consider them more of a nutritional bar given what's in them. So that link is down below. Again, check them out, and a big thank you to Perfect Keto for the continued support. And again, special deal just for those of you that are watching this video. All right, here's a couple of new ones, like this Paleo Nola protein bar. I've never looked at this, so I don't know anything about it. Simple ingredients from nature. Let's see what we have in there. Okay, we have honey, egg whites, interesting. Unsweetened chocolate, I dig that. Pumpkin seeds, maple syrup, pecans, cocoa, cacao nibs, banana, sea salt, and vanilla bean. That is clean. What's the carb content on this one? Hang on. It's hard to do this one-handed. So, okay, we have 13 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fiber, 8 grams of sugar, 7 of which is added sugar, but it's really just from the honey, or the, in this case, it is, yeah, it's honey. So second ingredient's honey. So again, it's not organic. Yeah, it's not organic, so I get a little bit concerned about sometimes the honey sourcing, but that's pretty awesome. This is dark chocolate sea salt. I love that they use unsweetened chocolate. Like, that is super cool. So happy to see that. Anytime I see unsweetened chocolate, it makes me appreciate them because they're just embracing the benefit of the cocoa without all the sugar. So I'm definitely going to try this. However, I did see something here. See, it says last chance. That usually is an indicator that it hasn't been selling well. So I don't know if it's going to be there for a while. Okay, moving along a little bit more, I just found the Caveman bar. You know what, to make it easier, rather than pull out I'm just going to read off the box because it just makes it easier for you to see the ingredients. Okay, so in this case, we have organic tapioca, almonds, tapioca syrup, egg white protein blend, which is egg whites, egg white isolate. Interesting. Dark cocoa coating, sugar, and they do have sugar. How does that make it paleo? That doesn't really make sense. Okay, and then we have sunflower lecithin, soluble tapioca fiber, semi-sweet chocolate chips, sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, unsweetened chocolate, coconut, organic coconut sugar. I mean, it's pretty clean. I just don't understand how it can be paleo when they actually have a dark cocoa coating that has actual sugar in it. That kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like, I don't see how this is going to be paleo friendly. That just defeats the purpose there. So that gets bad marks for me in terms of deceptive marketing. I don't feel that's fair, and I don't know how it can be certified keto. That makes zero sense to me with the sugar in it. So it's definitely some deceptive, weird deceit going on there, and by principle of that, I'm sorry if anyone's watching from this brand. I just find that just puts me off. I really like to live by integrity with these foods, and I can understand if there's a certain product in them or a certain ingredient, but just disclose it and don't try to beat around it. So sorry, I'm gonna pass on that one. Okay, this is a common one, and these are gonna be these bulletproof bars, which I think are, you know, pretty cool overall, but let's take a look. Let's see for ourselves. Okay, so we've got keto friendly. Here's what they look like. You probably recognized them before. Okay, we see all kinds of cool stuff here, right? Okay, let's just pick a flavor. Let's go with just double chocolate, just because I feel like it's just basic and simple. Find where the ingredients are in the box. Hang on. Whoa. Okay, we got cashew butter, dry roasted cashews, safflower or sunflower. Okay, let me tell you about the whole safflower or sunflower oil thing. That always concerns me because how removed are you from your food that you actually have an and or? Like, you don't even know. It could be safflower today, it could be sunflower tomorrow. It all depends on what the manufacturing facility ran out of. So that just a little disconcerting. Okay, let's see. We've got chocolate coating, unsweetened chocolate, inulin, erythritol, cocoa butter. Not even organic erythritol. That's odd. Vanilla extract, stevia leaf, inulin, hydrolyzed collagen, MCT oil powder, caprylic and capric acid. Okay, at least they're using the right blend of MCTs there. I like that. We're using a C8, C10 blend. That's the good kind of coconut oil, or excuse me, good kind of MCT. Highly refined coconut oil. Okay, I have to make a point here. Now, some people might disagree, but most of the research surrounding coconut oil that is negative is using refined coconut oil. Okay, full spectrum good coconut oil is different than refined. When you refine it, something changes. You change some of the antibacterial components, you change some of the monolaurin, some of the effects that are positive. So anything that you see out there in terms of research that is talking about coconut oil being bad is only bad because they're referencing refined coconut oil. Coconut oil is not bad, but refined, it's questionable. So I have some concerns here. Okay, and then we have cocoa processed with alkali. I like that, higher potassium content. Sunflower lecithin, whatever, it's an emulsifier. Vanilla extract, sea salt, natural flavors. I think that these have changed quite a bit, but cashews, I would think that they would know a little bit better. Let me explain something. Like, cashews are the highest phytic acid nut that there is. They're also the highest carb nut. They clearly did that for a flavor thing. You know, it's funny because I am a lower carb ketogenic guy, and I think that I would probably end up having this 4-ingredient LARABAR before I would have that like 20-ingredient bulletproof bar. I understand the premise. I like the hydrolyzed collagen. I like the MCTs. I like the C8, C10. I don't like the refined coconut oil. I don't mind the erythritol. That's not really a big deal to me. But I don't know. I just don't know if I want to get that. I feel like it might be a little bit of a gut bomb. So I'm going to pass on that. Let's move along. Okay, here. I want to check out the RX bar because I think by principle, I don't even have to pull up the label. I really like this. Okay, so look at like this one. We have 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. So at least the ingredients are right there for you. Oops, dropped one. Hang on. Let's take a look at what the nutrition facts look like here, guys. Okay, we have 24 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, 15 okay. First ingredients, dates, you know, so it's clean. I like that's got egg in it. It's just a different protein, and I like that they haven't necessarily jumped on this whole like making everything plant-based, because I'm not opposed to plant-based, but I don't like the idea of forcing it on anybody, and I don't like the idea of making everything plant-based just to pacify people that are just complaining. They just go right at it and they say, you know what, we're going to throw egg whites in there because it makes it taste better and it's a full spectrum, high amino acid profile protein. So kudos to them. Now, price-wise, really not too bad either. $2.49. So yeah, that's going to make the cut for sure. I'm going to get peanut butter. Kind of bothers me a little bit, so I'm just going to go for chocolate chip here. Pretty stoked on that. I can't wait to try that. That's definitely not keto because of the dates, but still. Okay, then we have a bunch of these ones like the Kind bars and things like that. I'm going to spare you the details on the Kind bars. I mean, they definitely have added sugar in them. You know what, screw it. I'll talk about one here. Let's take a look. So these Kind bars, I like the brand. I like what they're all about. Well, let's take a look at the actual ingredients and nutrition facts on one. Let's see, we've got almonds, coconut, honey, glucose syrup, which is still straight up sugar. Okay, then we have palm kernel oil, chicory root fiber, sugar, unsweetened chocolate, alkalized cocoa, rice flour, soy lecithin. I mean, it's just a lot of sugar. Almonds, coconut, honey, glucose syrup, so straight up pure glucose syrup. I don't like the idea of mixing a bunch of fats and a bunch of carbs in one sitting. Okay, there's this thing called metabolic gridlock, and what metabolic gridlock is where your mitochondria really only does a good job processing one fuel at a time. There's transport systems that bring these fuels in, and if you're overloading with carbs and fat at once, you reach metabolic gridlock, which can trigger some issues where you're not processing fuel as well and causing storage or inefficient or intolerance of one, right? So, granted, we're going to run into that situation, especially with a lot of these bars using dates as a sweetener. But when you start adding sugar in, sugar is a different system than fructose. So I'm okay with having a little bit of fructose in fat, because fructose doesn't spike your insulin the same way. Fructose uses a different transporter, uses a GLUT5 transporter. So that's using a different transport system to get that sugar into the system than regular glucose does. And in that case, you're not spiking your insulin, so you're not having a problem with fat and sugar coming into the mitochondria or the cell at the exact same time. Okay, fructose is going to go to the liver for processing in a different way, whereas glucose is going to go straight in through the Krebs cycle and go through its process of getting, utilized. So when there's a bunch of glucose added in, I don't like to combine that. I don't like to have the fat from the almonds along with glucose. So a little bit of dates, honey is okay with some fat, but straight up sugar with fat should be avoided. Then we come across these guys, this Thunderbird bar, which I've seen before, and I actually quite like it. They use a lot of cashew, but what about this pecan, hazelnut, because I love hazelnuts. Okay, anytime you see hazelnuts in a bar or just in general, they are one of the only bars that contain, or the nut, that contains a powerful soluble fiber. So they are a unique nut in and of themselves. Let's see. Okay, dates, hazelnuts, almonds, cacao butter, cacao powder, vanilla extract, chia seed, coffee beans, maca powder. This is bad. This is like bad in a good way. That is awesome. Let me explain why. Okay, so the dates themselves we know about. Hazelnuts, obviously the soluble fiber. Almonds I wish they didn't have because I'm sick of almonds too much. Cacao butter, cacao powder. We're getting the benefits and the flavonoids there. Vanilla extract, chia seed, super soluble fiber there. Coffee beans, they're actually getting some caffeine. Maca powder, which is an adaptogen, especially for the endocrine system, so meaning it helps stabilize a lot of things in the body. And Himalayan pink salt. This is awesome. I actually like this. And it's actually pretty low carb too, so that definitely makes the cut. It just came across, my arm is getting tired, man. I'm getting weak here. Okay, this Layers bar claims it has 14 grams of protein. Let's see what's going on here. What's so interesting about this one? The layered protein bar. Okay, we have peanuts, dates, egg whites, honey, chocolate, coconut oil, cocoa, natural flavor. Hey, I like that. I mean, maybe not the peanut flavor. Is there one that doesn't have peanuts? Hang on. Yeah, let's try this chocolate almond. Peanuts are just a low, omega-3 content, very high omega-6. Okay, almonds, cashews, dates, egg whites, chocolate, or honey, chocolate, coconut oil. This is great though. I like the coconut oil. There's no added glucose. It's using, straight up fructose again, which in this case, again, if we control it and we don't have too much, it's better than glucose in the setting combined with fat. So I'm happy to see that. I like that. I like the coconut oil. Oh, I get it. Okay, I just saw something. I get it now. It's by RX bar. So it's the same kind of thing. they have layers on them, so they're a little bit different. I think I should try one of those. I'll try this chocolate almond one, kind of let you guys know how it goes. Getting a lot of different bars here. This will be interesting. All right, this new one, no, it's not new, but it's called the Dang Bar. This claims to be keto friendly, so let's see what's going on. It looks like this. Here, I'll show you. It's a Dang Bar keto. This one's peanut butter. Let's do mint chocolate so I don't have the peanut suspect in there. Okay, in this case we have almonds, chicory root fiber. Okay, pretty high up in the ingredients with the chicory root there, so we might end up feeling a little bit bloated with it. Chocolate, pea protein. I like that. Pea protein concentrate, rice flour, wish they didn't have that. Pea protein, I love that they're using pea protein as the protein, not using soy. Sunflower seeds, they're using the seeds, not an oil, so you're gonna be less omega-6 from it. Cocoa butter, coconut, natural flavors, chia seeds, salt, sunflower lecithin, stevia extract. Wow, this is cool. Okay, so I don't see a single sugar alcohol in here in a keto bar. It's going straight down to stevia. See, I see no erythritol, I see no IMO, I see no, wow, no erythritol, no soluble corn fiber. Stevia is the only sweetener in there that I see. And they're using pea protein as a protein, which I am a big fan of pea protein. This is awesome. I'm happy to see it. The only thing that I don't like in there is really the rice flour. I get a little bit tired of rice flour, but good on you, Dang. Okay, you definitely make the cut. I mean, it's no like allulose or, you know, delicious bar that I would get from like, I don't know, Aldi has like the Good Lovin' bar or the Perfect Keto bar or anything like that. But for what's available here at the store, it's awesome. Okay, now we're getting into some of these like plant-based bars like Vega. Okay, so Vega's a pretty popular protein bar. Let's take a look at the Vega Sport, which is supposed to have a little bit more in the way of BCAAs and things like that. Let's see if they know what they're doing here. Oh, it's gonna be hard to read. Okay, brown rice protein. So relatively incomplete protein that they're starting off with. Tapioca syrup, pea protein, organic sugar, organic agave. Okay, we got to be careful with agave. Okay, agave, yes, it's fructose, but there's also some pretty heavy links with agave not being pure. So at least it's organic. So if you see agave on a label that is not organic, you should really be careful. Palm kernel oil, peanuts, rice starch, wow, that's hard to see, natural flavor, peanut flour, coconut powder or cocoa powder, chocolate liquor. You know, it's really not terrible. I just don't like that the sugar is so high up. But that could be a thing because it's the Sport, and maybe they're trying to get people to replenish. So let's try the Vega that is not the Sport. Looks like this. See the difference here? We have Vega Sport, Vega Regular. And this is so difficult to... So many ingredients. Pea protein, first ingredient. Organic agave, brown rice protein, palm kernel oil, natural flavors, organic inulin. This is much better, but it was getting covered up. Let me see. That's better. Okay, pea protein, organic agave syrup, brown rice protein. At least they're combining pea protein with brown rice, so you're getting a complete amino acid profile. Organic sugar. Why, guys? Organic agave inulin. Okay, so they're really embracing the agave here. They have agave as the fructose, but then they also have organic agave as the inulin. I'm not going to get it. Too much sugar. Vega, that's actually not a bad bar if they just got rid of the sugar. And then we have the, what's the snack bar? You know what? I've had enough of them. I can almost guarantee this is going to have sugar. Let's see. Here's the Vega snack bar. Yep, sugar. Right up close on the high of the label. Up high on the label, excuse me. It's funny because I'm here in South Lake Tahoe. And, you know, obviously there's a lot of people that come up from like the Bay Area of California to come up here to hike and do whatever. And there's a lot of people coming here in the aisle, and they're just buying these bars to go on hikes and things like that. And you can tell they're like a deer in the headlights when they look at these things. They just grab what looks good or what looks like the highest protein or sometimes even the highest carb content. I hope that they watch this video because I'm sitting here being like, the ones that people are choosing, I'm like, I want to say something. Is it wrong for me not to? I don't know. Anyhow, let's move along. I want to address, there's this Patagonia Provisions, but I'm going to skip over it because it really is just fruit and chia. So if you're just into fruit and chia, it's great. There's no real protein in it. But then, speaking of being in Tahoe, I'm really there. Local, it's called the Tahoe Trail Bar. I do think it's full of sugar, though. Let's see. Just pull out one so we can take a look. Okay, so here we have brown rice syrup, pretty much sugar. Gluten-free oats, I'll give them that. Crisp rice, which is rice flour, sugar, salt. Coconut chocolate chunks, sugar. Soy lecithin. Remember, don't be afraid of soy lecithin. It's just an emulsifier. I mean, I prefer sunflower lecithin, but it really doesn't have much component of the actual soy itself. Natural vanilla extract, I like that. Raisins, sunflower seeds, peanuts, dried cranberries, which is cranberry pineapple syrup, clarified pineapple juice, which is pure sugar, partially defatted peanut flour, sesame seeds, flax seeds. Okay, you know what? This does get an award for at least not using cruddy oils. I will give it that. There's no sunflower oil, there's no weird oils, it's not crazy omega-6s. So, you know, I want to give them a little bit of credit since it's a local bar, but at the same time, there's a little too much sugar. So if they were, a lot of these brands could swap out sugar for monk fruit and really just make my list, because out of all these that are reviewed, I don't have that many in my cart. I mean, this is a huge, because I'm in Tahoe, their bar section is huge, probably one of the most robust bar sections I've seen in a Whole Foods, because there's a demographic here for it. Anyhow, moving on. Okay, so here's a big one that is talked about all the time. It's called the Go Macro Bar, and people in the comment section constantly are asking me to review a Go Macro Bar. It's kind of funny because when you look at the Go Macro Bar, like macronutrient wise, it's like not good macronutrients. Like, look at this. It's 280 calories, it's 11 grams of fat, and 36 grams of carbs, 12 grams of sugar, 10 grams of added sugar. But when you actually look at the ingredients, it's not terrible. So I feel like it should just be called like the Go Ingredient Bar, because the macros are not good. Like, if I looked at just the macros without the ingredients on this, I might get a little freaked out. I mean, it's just a lot of carbs, a lot of fat. I don't know. Anyhow, let's take a look at what's in it. Okay, so in this case, hang on. To fold this thing down again. It's so frustrating. I'm not good one-handed. Okay, so we have organic brown rice syrup. We have organic peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter too much. I love it, but I don't like it as an ingredient. Organic sprouted brown rice protein. I love that they're using sprouted protein or sprouted brown rice. That way it gets rid of the phytic acid. They actually thought about that. So I love that. Organic peanut butter. Again, this is a peanut butter flavor, so it's fine. Organic peanut flour, coconut sugar. So not using regular sugar. Although it's really not a whole lot better, but it's a better effort. Organic puffed brown rice. You know, really not bad. That's it. Organic puffed rice and organic peanuts. Let's try a different flavor just to see. Let's look at this Sunny Uplift. What's in this one? This one, cherries and berries. This one is organic brown rice syrup. So again, kind of sugar to start. Organic gluten-free rolled oats, organic cherries, cherry juice concentrate. Okay, they do have some sunflower oil with the cherries, organic almond butter, dates, cranberries. You know, the fact that they're using the sprouted stuff makes me super happy on this. I'm gonna grab this coconut almond butter and chocolate chip. I will give it a try. Again, this is like full-on day of calories for me. Not really, but if I were to eat all of this, it definitely would be. Okay, and there's this brand out there called No Cow. I'll show you right now. Maybe you've seen it before. Obviously, it's dairy-free. Let's try chocolate fudge brownie. And let's see what's in chocolate fudge brownie here. Okay, we have a protein blend of brown rice protein, pea protein. I like it. Soluble corn fiber, but not non-GMO. We have glycerin, no big deal there. Cocoa nibs, palm oil, almonds, cocoa powder, natural flavors, salt, water, cocoa butter, sweetener blend, which is erythritol, stevia leaf, and monk fruit. Nice. You know what? That's actually pretty good. What's the carb content? Oh yeah, 23 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fiber, so 8 grams of net carbs, and 5 grams of sugar alcohol. So I was leaving you with 3 net carbs. Wow. You know, considering, I mean, I like that they're using pea protein. I mean, they're using a brown rice protein, pea protein blend. I wish it was pea protein, brown rice. Remember, when you're looking at a label, whatever is higher up on the list is more prevalent in the product. I do want to try this. Maybe I'll try, I like lemon stuff. Let's try this lemon meringue one. That's kind of pricey for this bar though. Okay, moving on. Ooh, I've seen this one before, this Quantum. I've never looked at the labels though. So we have Quantum Energy Squares. So basically they have caffeine plus plant protein. Let's see what this one has. Protein blend. Ooh, pumpkin seed. I love they're using pumpkin seed protein. That is a good protein. Pumpkin seed protein, pea protein, peanuts, date paste, tapioca syrup, peanut flour, sorghum extract, organic chocolate, organic cane sugar, chia seeds, organic agave, MCT oil. Okay, so I love they're using MCT and stuff. I don't know where's the caffeine coming from. Are they just saying from the chocolate? Monk fruit, sugar, sea salt, caffeine from organic green coffee. Okay, that's kind of cool. Cafe mocha. Let's try this flavor. Pumpkin seed protein. Okay, I don't like the cane sugar, but it's coming from the chocolate chips. So if I can find one that doesn't have the chocolate chips, maybe this one? Almonds. This one doesn't have the protein. This one is, okay, so I see what they're going. They've got a balanced macro bar, and then they've got a caffeine plant protein. unfortunately, it looks like all the caffeine plant protein ones have their chocolate in it, which has sugar. These just have too much sugar, the balanced macros ones. The funny thing is, the protein ones are much more balanced macros than the quote-unquote balanced macros. So there's a few things left to be desired here. I don't think it's going to make it out of my cart. If they got rid of the sugar, but I got to give them credit. They're the only one that I've been seeing using pumpkin protein in this store. So heck yes, good on them for that. Then we have Garden of Life Sport and Garden of Life Fit. So here we have two different ones, Organic Fit and Organic Sport. Let's take a look at the Sport one first. Oh man, that's a lot of ingredients. Here we go. Okay, organic tapioca syrup, soluble fiber, organic peanuts, pea protein, vegetable glycerin, chocolate coating, organic cacao nibs, organic erythritol. At least the chocolate coating is using erythritol and not sugar. Tapioca fiber, cocoa butter, natural licorice flavor. I like that instead of regular natural flavoring. Organic stevia, organic sunflower lecithin, you know what? Yakan syrup. Wow, they're using some interesting stuff. Sprouted brown rice protein, organic, aside from all the peanut stuff, that's just flavor specific. I actually dig that. Okay, I'm not going to get one because they don't have any open boxes. But what about the Fit bar? I get sketched out when I see claims like this. Burn fat, satisfy hunger. I don't know how they get away with that. You can't really say burn fat on a label. It's actually pretty sketchy to say that. But what's in this Fit bar? What makes it different? Hang on. Let's see, vegetable glycerin, pea protein, chocolate coating, again, organic erythritol, stevia, natural licorice, pea crisps, pea protein. There's not a piece of soy to be found. Green coffee bean extract too, ashwagandha. This is cool. Okay, and cinnamon. I'm gonna get to this for sure. The carb content is pretty high, 27 grams of carbs, 13 grams of fiber. So pretty high carb content. But again, if you're not on keto, there's no sugar in it. They're using a decent protein blend. So this Garden of Life Organic Fit definitely beats out Vega in my opinion. All right, stick with me guys. We're almost through this, all right? We've got the 88 Acres bar, which I see their nut butters all the time, and they always are so cool looking, but I get disappointed because their nut butters always have a bunch of different sweeteners in them. I can never just get a straight up nut butter. So here's what their bars look like. Let's check out the chocolate brownie one. And in this case, we have organic pumpkin seeds, heck yes, maple syrup, okay, organic dark chocolate, organic cane sugar, no, once again, okay, this brand has an issue with using sugar. They got to chill on that. Everything else looks okay. Organic expeller pressed sunflower oil, so at least they're using expeller press, excuse me. Let's just try the cinnamon one. If you were to get a flavor of this one, I would recommend using, let's see, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, ground flax seeds, gluten-free certified oats, brown rice syrup, maple syrup, organic cinnamon, sea salt. Okay, this one, I'm glad I didn't totally throw them under the bus because this brand has this flavor, which is great because even though there's some sugar in it coming from brown rice syrup, it's pretty low. Okay, 21 grams of carbs, 8 grams of sugar, but what's really kind of cool in this one is maple syrup, but at least the cinnamon is an insulin mimicker, which can at least help the sugar get into the cell, so you're not going to spike your blood sugar super high. So that's pretty cool, pretty clean ingredients. I like the use of maple syrup, it's kind of strategic. So let's go ahead and try one of those. Then let's move straight into these. These are the One bars. Now, I've talked about them in my Walmart video. It's kind of interesting because they don't look like they would be like a food that would be allowed in Whole Foods, but kind of interesting. So the One plant, excuse me, let's grab one that's not peanut butter. Let's try banana nut bread. Let's see what it looks like here. Bear with me 1 second here. Okay, we have a protein blend of pea protein, rice protein, almond protein, soluble corn fiber that is not non-GMO, red flag, maltitol? Oh gosh, I'm not even gonna go further. If you see maltitol on a bar, what are you thinking, Whole Foods? This is weird. Why is this Whole Foods allowing this? Why are they allowing maltitol? That's sketchy. Maltitol should, that is like the sugar alcohol of all sugar alcohols. Maltitol, sorbitol, any of those that end in OL are sugar alcohols, like not necessarily erythritol, because it is a sugar alcohol, but like the isomalt, the maltitol, the sorbitol, things like that, be very careful of. You do not want that. That is a gut issue waiting to happen. Disappointed in that. Okay, moving on. Try not to just dwell on that. We have these Think bars, used to be called Think Thin, but we can't say that anymore, so we have just the Think bar. So in this case, we have protein blend, soy protein isolate, whey protein isolate. This is what's funny to me. You're using whey protein. Okay, so you're already not vegan, but then you lead off with your protein being soy. If you were trying to think of a full spectrum protein and you were going to have whey in there, why wouldn't you just use just your whey protein isolate? What they're doing, and this is exactly what happens here, they wanted to have the whey protein isolate on their label so that they could call it, because they know it's a higher quality protein than soy. But then the first actual protein is soy, and they're doing that so that they can inflate, look at the protein content, 20 grams of protein, when in reality, probably most of it is probably soy protein, and a smaller amount is whey protein. So soy protein is not what we want to use here. And then also maltitol, well, no wonder they can't call it a think thin bar. It should be a think bloated bar. Oh, that's frustrating. Frustrated with Whole Foods here. That's actually very frustrating. Okay, then there's these oat mega bars. This is different. I haven't investigated this one before. Let's try vanilla almond. DHA omega 3s. I like that it has that. We'll see what it actually has. Bear with me. Okay, so in this case we have, ooh, wow, grass-fed whey protein concentrate. I wish it was isolate. Okay, remember, isolate is whey protein that's isolated from it. Chicory root fiber. Okay, a little high in the ingredients. Chicory root fiber, inulin are okay. I just don't like them this high up because they are great as a fermentable demonstrable that allows the gut to break them down, but not when they're this high up in the list. Gluten-free oats, cool. Vegetable glycerin, all good. Almonds, tapioca syrup, sunflower oil, sugar. Not even organic cane sugar. Responsibly caught fish oil. Anchovies, sardine, tilapia. Interesting. Okay, I wish it didn't have the tilapia oil. Milk powder. Okay, so the premise here is great. I love what they're going for. I love that they have the omega-3s in there. I love that they're using them from fish oil, but do you think that the fish oil is really shelf stable in this? Because remember, with fish oil, it's bad enough in a soft gel. In a soft gel, it's pretty much going rancid, and polyunsaturated fats are very, very fragile. They have multiple unsaturated bonds, which means that free radicals and reactive oxygen species can go and occupy those, making them go rancid. That's why if you leave fish oil on the counter or fish on the counter, it goes smelly really fast. I doubt that that fish oil is actually going to stay good. But the other thing is you're counteracting a lot of the anti-inflammatory benefit right then and there by having the sugar in there. So Omega, you are onto something good, but I think you need to revise the surrounding supporting ingredients within this product. Okay, I mean, everyone and their brother has a bar now. Okay, so now we've got the Pro Meal bar. Let's take a look here. We have, yeah, this is a heck of a, what the heck? This thing is like the size of my daughter. Okay, so we have tapioca syrup as the first ingredient. That's wild, odd. Cashew butter, cashews, unsweetened chocolate, sunflower seeds, cane sugar, dates, flax seeds, sesame. You've seen a lot of the same ingredients here, but canola oil. I mean, you're on a decent track, and then you have the sugar and the canola oil. Yeah, we're going to pass on that. Okay, I see canola oil, and I go the other direction. Then they have the same thing that's a protein version, but I'm going to put money on the fact they probably already have, they probably do have canola in there. Again, if they have it in one bar, they're going to have it in the others. That's what you'll learn. Soy protein isolate. Oh, that's cool. Let's add some protein. Let's do soy protein isolate. Cane sugar, third ingredient, blue agave, rosemary extract. Oh, they're using rosemary extract as a preservative, so I give them some credit there. A lot of times you'll see rosemary extract as a preservative because it actually has antibacterial, antimicrobial properties, which is pretty cool, which is why you see it in a lot of deli meats. You see they'll use rosemary and they make it sound like they're just adding a nice Mediterranean flavor to it, but really they're just using it as a preservative, which is fine, better than the alternative. No canola, but safflower oil. Yeah, sugar is the third ingredient. See ya. All right, then we have these new red bars. This is kind of cool. Let's see, looking at the front here, we have 13 grams of fiber, pre and probiotic. Oh, they have some that have adaptogens, prebiotic. That's kind of cool. Let's take a look at what's in this mint chocolate one. Pull out the box so we can take a better look. Well, that's a lot of ingredients. Oh, nice. Prebiotic dietary cassava fiber. Then their red protein blend, which is pea protein, hemp protein, pumpkin seed protein. What? Heck yes. Okay, then we have palm fruit oil, oats, cocoa powder, alkalized chocolate, chips, chocolate liquor, cane sugar. I wish they didn't have that in it. And then we have their superfoods blend, maca root powder, cordyceps. This is pretty cool. Oh, look at, see right here, rosemary extract to preserve freshness. Then they have probiotics in there. They have Bacillus coagulans, SNZ 1969, heavily researched blend there. Monk fruit extract. Okay, so no sugar alcohols. So the only sugar I see is in the chocolate liquor, which has some cane sugar and cocoa butter. So based on that, I'm thinking, okay, their product looks really good in terms of ingredients and everything that's in it, The only thing I need to find now is I can find one that doesn't have chocolate in it, and we may be able to get around this whole, okay, let's try this one. Let's try the salted caramel flavor. So in this case, the prebiotic fiber blend, which is great, cassava fiber, I love that. Pea protein, hemp protein, pumpkin seed protein, like I can't tell you how much I love that. That is a great one. Then we have, in this case, white drops, cane sugar. Okay, I'm going to give them a little bit of a slack on that one, just because. Okay, here's one more to look at, actually. This one's oatmeal, same cassava blend. Nope, chocolate liqueur, cane sugar. I'm gonna give them a pass, and I'm gonna get one of these because I think it's a pretty small amount of sugar. It's just in the chocolate liqueur. And what is interesting about this is the cassava flour, the prebiotic fiber, as the first ingredient. Okay, if your gut's not ready for it, you might feel a little bit distressed, but I really like that, and I like the adaptogenic blend in this. Like, they put some thought into it, a lot of soluble fiber, a lot of stuff, and I'm not gonna like throw them under the bus just because they have, you know, a half a gram of sugar in there. That's an interesting bar. I would recommend trying it out. If it tastes good, I'll let you know. Okay, so here's a new one too, this hemp yeah, which from a protein perspective, big fan of seeing the hemp there, just because you have the complete amino acid profile plus what's called methionine, which is one of the sulfur aminos. Like, the sulfur aminos are a little bit harder to come by, especially in like plant-based proteins. So when you see this, it's kind of nice. Sunflower seeds, pea protein crisps, which is nice to see pea protein versus soy protein there. But then again, we get into the chocolate. It's like these brands cannot help themselves with adding sugar into the chocolate, and I get it because they're probably getting them from one source. Sorry about being blurry here. Pumpkin seeds, natural flavoring. I'm gonna pass on that one. I mean, again, if it had a bunch of other cool stuff, you see what I'm going for here, right? Like, if there's some things that can counteract a little bit of the sugar, then I can overlook it a tiny bit. But when it's just a regular bar, once again, with nothing else special, I'm not gonna overlook the sugar. That just makes me think you're a Me Too brand that's just jumping on the bandwagon with a different label. Okay, and we are at the very tail end here. These aren't even really bars. These are more cookies. Actually, there's one more bar. I just saw this one. The NUGO Stronger Bar says no maltitol and gluten-free. Let's see what's in it here. Protein blend, whey protein isolate, nice. Milk protein isolate, rice protein. Coating is the cane sugar once again. So really, there's like 20 or 25 ingredients that are just repeated, okay? Now the Lenny and Larry's Keto Cookie. This brand held out for a long time without creating any kind of keto product. The grain-free flour blend. Ooh, lupin flour, almond flour, pea protein, almond butter, organic erythritol, coconut oil, palm fruit oil, chicory root fiber, desiccated coconut, sunflower lecithin, vegetable glycerin, natural flavors. Wow. Xanthan gum, baking soda, gum acacia, and stevia. Wow, seriously? You know what? So believe it or not, that's not terrible. I'm gonna try one. I've never tried one. Wow, not much value there though. $2.95. Actually, it's okay. No, we'll give it a shot. The ingredient list is decent. All right, so here's my breakdown once again, okay? We reviewed a lot of these, but when you look at what we have here, not a whole lot actually made the cut. And in terms of like the low carb bars, we're really like limited. So the low carb bars, we have the Dang bar, which was decent for low carb. We had the Good Fats bar, which is decent for low carb. We had the No Cow bar, which was decent for low carb. And we had this Keto Cookie, which was decent for low carb. Everything else is falling into more of like a paleo category. So as you can see, there's just not a lot of options for those of us that are doing a lower carb protocol. So again, I recommend checking out Perfect Keto for that case, checking out some of these other ones like Good Lovin' Bar, stuff like that. Perfect Keto's just got a good deal right now if you use that link down below. But the thing is, I mean, if you're not keto, you have a decent selection. Now you know what to look for. So as always, keep it locked in here on my channel, and I will see you tomorrow.